We now went back to work again at our claims, mine being between Helm's cabin and the saloon. While I was down below at work, Helms came back in a terrible rage, stepping on the opposite side of the hole as Holman and flourishing a big pistol with which he threatened to blow Holman into purgatory. It seemed to me that I was in some danger, for Helms had his big pistol pointed at me as much as often as it did anybody. One of the Indians appeared gun in hand and motioned us to come on shore. There were not suspicious movements on their part, so we came out and walked right up to them. They took us to their lodge and showed us blankets, knives, and guns, and then with a suggestive motion said all was Mormony. I'd seen enough to convince me that these Indians were perfectly friendly with the Mormons, and we had better pass ourselves off as Mormons. So we put our right hand to our breast and said, Mormony. At the camp there was gathered 107 wagons, a big drove of horses and cattle, perhaps 500 in all. The train was divided into 7 divisions, and each division was to elect its own captain. The rear division would not turn well before 10 o'clock the next day, and it would be about that time at night before they were in camp and unyoked. All possible trouble that we imagined might come was provided for in our written agreement, and all promised to live up to it. There was no possible way to cross this high, steep range of mountains anywhere to the north, and the Jayhawkers had abandoned their wagons and burned them. We could no longer follow on the trail they made. In a certain sense, we were lost. The clear night and days furnished us with the means of telling the points of the compass as the sun rose and set, but not a sign of life in nature's wide domain had been seen for a month or more. We were still in the desert. We did not know exactly what the people left behind would do if we were gone longer than we intended, but if they started on, it was quite plain to us they would be lost. And as 7 days had already passed, we were in serious trouble, for fear we could not complete the trip in the time allotted to us.